Yeah, Lee Duffy, Lenny McLean. I don't think Lee Duffy would have beat Lenny McLean at 21, 22 stone. No way. Lenny would have been too powerful for him. Um, Lee Duffy, when Lenny was maybe 15 and a half, 16 stone, then Lee Duffy, I feel, would have had a chance with Lenny McLean. Paul Sykes with Lee Duffy. When I hear about Lee Duffy calling Paul Sykes a nonce, yeah, and Paul Sykes walking away bowing down his head, and 3, 4 screws around Lee Duffy, pulling Lee Duffy away from Paul Sykes. That never happened. It couldn't have happened, you know. You got Paul Sykes knocked 3 screws out in the yard. I don't think he'd had much problem with Lee Duffy. Young 21-year-old, thinking he's big time Charlie Potatoes. Here he got smashed to pieces by Paul Sykes. Brian Cottrell with Lee Duffy. It never happened. I don't think that. Lee Duffy. It'd have been a good fight, mate. Best see Brian Cottrell at 23, 22, 23, 24 stone. Because Brian Cottrell was a big, powerful man. You look at him now, and he's half the man, maybe not even, man, he's quarter the man that he was, yeah? Because he was a big man, mate, big, powerful man. You see him, I've seen him on the bag, I've seen him on the pads. If he hit you on the chin, you was in trouble. But most men at that size, if he hits you on the chin, you're in trouble. But he could bang Brian Cottrell. I don't think Brian Cottrell would have beat Paul Sykes. I think maybe Lee Duffy. Yeah, I feel that he might have stood a chance with Lee Duffy. Brian Cottrell. Was he a bully? Brian Cottrell. They say he was. Well, you know, I don't know him. I've never heard of the guy before until I got into my book, Street Fighters, and Brian Cottrell was in there. Yeah, that's the only time I've ever heard of Brian Cottrell. That was in 202, 203 when I got the book. Yeah. When it seems to be people from that end, them ends, like Lou Yates. Lou Yates fought some good people, you know. Hard man come from up north to come down to London to fight and work clubs is you got to be some sort of man, yeah, to do that. I don't think Lou Yates. I'd like to have seen the fight between Lou Yates and Roy Shaw. I'd like to have seen the fight if it ever could have happened between Lenny McLean and Lou Yates. You know, I know they did try to get it on, and I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think sometimes Frankie Warren and Vic Andretti were a bit clever. You know, they didn't want to see people bash Lenny up. They wanted, because Lenny had a big name because of Frankie Warren, yeah. So a lot of people they swerved, yeah. Loads of people they swerved because Lenny only had 13 fights or 12 fights, you know, and the amount of time he was unlicensed fighting for, he didn't have many fights, you know. And to lose 7 fights out of 12 ain't good, you know what I mean? So, you know, perhaps, I don't know, you know, Frankie Warren did bribe a few people for Lenny to beat, yeah. I don't feel Lenny would have beat Lou Yates. I think Lou Yates might have been a bit too much for Lenny, personally. Cliff Fields and Lou Yates. Cliff Fields would have just bashed Lou Yates up, personally, I feel. Cliff Fields was a fighting machine. He was, you know, a person that he could hit on the chin with a sledgehammer and, you know, and he'd come back for more. That sort of person, you know what I mean? He was a fantastic fighter, mate. You know, and he, personally, it was a shame that what happened to him. It broke my heart, mate, because he was my friend. But yeah, yeah, Lee Duffy. Lee Duffy, no way would Lee Duffy beat Lenny McLean when he was big Lenny McLean. When Lenny McLean was a small Lenny McLean, Lee Duffy perhaps, yeah. Paul Sykes, I feel that he'd have beat Lenny as big Lenny McLean and as small Lenny McLean. Brian Cottrell with Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean would have smashed Brian Cottrell to pieces when he was a big Lenny McLean, I feel. I don't think Lenny McLean would have beat Brian Cottrell at 16 stone. Personally, I don't think so. I think it'd have been too much, Brian Cottrell, for it. Brian Cottrell, watching one of the videos can bang, mate. Anyway, bang, 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 nice one.